All right, shalom. Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rachakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, you brothers and you sisters wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to deliver us from this captivity. To you, I say shalom. So, this video is going to be... It's going to be through the Spirit. I didn't gather any precepts, but I wanted to speak on one particular thing for certain. When this man implements this MOTB, it's going to be very grievous, very, very grievous to those upon the earth. One example, I would like to mention is something that I'm currently dealing with my credit card company. So basically, I had a few credit cards and I paid them off, and basically there was a fraud alert put on my account because, I used a separate bank account, my main bank account, to pay off these credit cards. So they flagged my account, put a fraud alert on my account, and been without my credit cards for about a month and a half now. So, within this time span of not having these credit cards, it made me realize just how important having credit cards are, and also how grievous not having them is. So one thing that I'm noticing is that especially for those who may have smaller incomes, those who may have financial problems, or just irresponsible with their finances, right? When there is that blockage of having leeway within your finances with credit cards, because credit cards help you through your financial burdens, when your income is a certain way, like I mentioned earlier. So just dealing with finances, right? If you're not budgeting correctly, if you're spending wildly and things like that, really it can really mess you up. Now, in the aspect of when the MOTB comes, right, they can literally shut everything down. They can shut everything down, right? And not just a credit card, but they can close your bank accounts, they can close your credit cards, they can lock your debit cards, and completely freeze your assets. Completely freeze it. And now you're putting a position where you have to choose, will you take this MOTB, or will you continue to be shut out of your finances in society? You see? And to most people, to majority of the people, they're not going to be able to handle that. Like I said, I've been dealing with this for about a month and a half now, and it's been very grievous. It's been very grievous. It's been very vexing. You try to stay patient. You try to stay calm. You try to, reason with them. But these people, these Edomites, these heathen, they don't give a fuck. They want information, that the information that they want it, how they want it, when they want it, and when you try to be reasonable, and you give them the particular information they want, if it's not in the format that they require, then it's against our protocol. You gotta give us this information. If you don't, blase, whatnot, right? So when it comes to the MOTB, oh, you already know how serious and how straightforward it's going to be. It's not going to be okay, well, you can just you can just tape it on top of your hand, or you can just, no, you're going to receive this. And if you don't, you're not going to be able to buy, you're not going to be able to sell, and you're going to be ostracized out of the society. Right? So the first precept that comes to mind is, precept that we all know, brothers, Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. Now, when you look into this word temptation, it goes back to, excuse me, periasmos, which is a trial or a test. Actually, let me go to the blue letter. I want to grab it, for edification's sake. Let's go ahead and grab word temptation. And let's
Strong's G 3986 Pyrasmas.
This is an experiment, an attempt, a trial, a proving. What does proving mean? This is the testing. Let's see. Demonstrate the truth or existence of something by evidence. Let's see. Let's get the correct. This is test the accuracy of. That's pretty much it. So this is to prove, demonstrate. Right. So it's to going back to the strong or the outline biblical usage. This is trial proving. The trial made of you by my bodily condition, since condition served as to test the love of the Galatians toward Paul. This is the trial of man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, and constancy. You see? What is fidelity? Fidelity is faithfulness or belief by continuing loyalty and support. What are we continuing our loyalty in? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Integrity and virtue, constancy, right? Constancy is the quality of being faithful and dependable. You see, so we're being faithful is right. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Here is they that keep my commandments. The commandments which the Lord said, love thy father, honor thy mother, honor thy father, love thy neighbor as thyself, love the Most High with all thy heart, etc., etc. And one of the main commandments is to not take that MOTB, because we know the destruction that's coming towards those who receive it, Revelation 16, Revelation 14 and 9, etc. So it says an enticement to sin, temptation, whether arising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. You see? So it's going to be an enticement to receive this thing because of the desires or the outward circumstances. What are the outward circumstances? You're not going to be able to buy and sell. It's Revelation 13 and 16, right? That is what a society is based off of. You have all of these different camps that's trying to teach that the MOTB is not the CHIP, but that is what a society is operated off of. Buying and selling, trade, barter. Like, for those who can't see it, and for those who are leading the flock astray and teaching that it is contrary to the CHIP, you are literally lying to the people. You are false prophets. Because the outward circumstance is going to be when they cut off your credit cards, when they cut off your bank accounts, your debit cards, because you got to understand, people aren't receiving paper checks anymore. And even if you do receive a paper check, you still have to go to the bank, and you still have to go either deposit that check, or you have to cash that check at a bank. You can't just walk around with a piece of paper and think you're about to go buy and sell with that thing. So what's going to happen? They're going to put you in a position where the outward circumstances are grievous, as in buying, selling, trade, etc. And people can't go a day without online shopping, without going to your favorite restaurant, without going to the gas station, things like that. They will not be able to operate within this society. They won't be able to operate mentally because of the stress and the normalcy of trade. Some people have shopping habits. The habit of going online and shopping, Amazon, Temu, etc. Especially women. Some people like to do the online grocery shopping, shipped. Right? They have groceries delivered to them. So what are you talking about? How is the MOTB anything other than the CHIP and the brain CHIP, man? It says an internal temptation to sin. Why? Because it's going to manifest from your desire. That said earlier, it's going to manifest from your desires. Let's grab some scriptures, and then I'm going to come back to that because there's more in there. Let's go to James. Excuse me. James chapter 1 and verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord Yahweh, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai hath promised to them that love him. You see? So when a man is tempted and he overcomes it, you're gonna be crowned, man. Right? You're gonna be crowned. When Yahushua returns, he's coming back with a crown. So our scriptures say, let no man take thy crown. Let no man say, when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. Why? Because the Lord is righteous. Now, he may put you in a situation where temptation comes, but it's what is inside of you, whether or not you take that CHIP through the circumstances that you're going through to lighten the burden, to lighten, the grievousness of not being a part of this society, a part of Rome. It says, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust hath conceived, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. See? So when you end up taking that MOTB, it's a sin unto you. And it's going to bring what? It's going to bring death. So this temptation, this great temptation, is coming very soon. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now you got the different technology. And Nate almost broke all these scriptures right. He brought down Daniel 12, right? And knowledge shall increase. This is talking about the technology. But as soon as you get to this, this is talking about trade. This is talking about woo. It's everything but the CHIP. So you have the MOTB, which is the CHIP that goes in the hand. It can go in either hand, because when you read Revelation, I believe it's 4:14. Let's see. Let's make sure. This is yeah. thought it was this. Let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Oh yeah, it's 20. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years. So it can be in your right or in your left hand, right? So going back, Revelation 13 and 16 again, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So you have the MOTB, which is the technology that can be put within the skin, under the skin, that will go in the hand, right or left. And you have the brain technology that is going to go within the skull, the forehead, etc. Neuralink. You have various different companies coming up now trying to invest into that said field. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now, let's just do a little something here. Let's just see what buy, the word buy is in the Greek.
Strong's G59. Agaradzo. Agaradzo.
Agaradzo, it says to be in the marketplace, to attend it. So, to go to the marketplace and to attend at the marketplace, to do business there, buy or sell, of idle people, to haunt the marketplace, lounge there. So you're gonna have people, you know, whenever you go to the market, you have people who just lounge. They're just there. They don't have nothing in their carts. They're just walking around with empty baskets. They might pick up one item here, one item there, you know. And you have people that actually do business, you know. Now let's see what the word sell is.
Strong's G4453. Poleo. Poleo.
Poleo, to barter, to sell, sellers. You see, Strong's definition, it says to be busy, to trade, to barter, as a peddler, i.e. to sell whatever is sold. So when it comes to businesses, small businesses, you won't be able to trade, you won't be able to sell, you won't be able to get off your merchandise without this MOTB. You see? And it goes back to Revelation 3 and 10, that temptation to be able to do these things, you know? Because like I mentioned earlier, they can cut off all of your assets, all of your funds, all of your money, your savings, your things of that nature are all within the banks. Your storehouse, right? That is your storehouse. They have put everyone's money within these storehouses. So guess what? They have all of the control. They have all of the power. And people just don't get it. Back in the day, you used to be able to put all your money in, you know, so when it was silver, was gold, silver, etc., you have stashes. You can stash the money, right? You can bury it, you know, with a little treasure map and come back to it years later. It's still there and it's still valuable. Why? Because it's real money. That's real money. There was a time when a dollar bill was very powerful. You could stash money in the mattress, you know, couple hundred, a couple thousands, whatever, come back to it and add value. You could go somewhere else, spend that money, and it will get you what you need to get. But now that the dollar's decreased, the value of the dollar has decreased. We're coming into a time now that a lot of these countries are starting to depart from the dollar. I believe it's BRICS. They came up with their own dollar, the different nations, currency that they will operate within. So these banks, aka storehouses, can close their doors and freeze your assets. We all see it in movies. You got people who run to the banks and withdraw as much money as they can, and it ultimately jack up the banks. The banks start to no longer distribute money because they don't really even carry that much money in the banks no more. They don't carry that much money in the banks. Everything has been digital. When you get a loan, they don't come outside with a big wheelbarrow and big sack of cash. Say, here goes your $10,000 loan or your $50,000 loan for a house and whatever. Everything is digital. You do everything through a debit card, through a credit card. You swipe, you tap to pay. So the what's the word I'm looking for? The accessibility of quick cash, tap to pay, swiping. Next thing you know is going to be the palm reader that they do in Whole Foods with Amazon. After the palm reading is going to be what? It's going to be the MOTB. That's the next step. Walk up to it, scan your hand. Shit, you don't even have to scan it. There's the stores now where you walk in, it identifies who you are, you pick up what you want, put it in the basket, it scans everything as soon as you put it in the basket, and you just walk right out. No debit card, no swiping, no nothing. Walk in, grab, walk out, and it takes it out of your account automatically. This is the age that we're entering into. So when they decide, okay, it's time, they're going to shut these banks down. They're going to close up all of these your accounts. They're going to lock all your cards. And they're going to tell you, if you want to receive this MOTB in order to operate within society, come to your nearest station, whatever, whatnot, and you will be able to access all of your assets in your accounts. Otherwise, you are no longer a part of the society. You're a criminal. You're this. You're that. A big T arrest. If you know what I mean. People aren't going to want that image on them. People aren't going to want to be ostracized out of the society that they have been investing in their entire lives, investing their family, investing their future. They're going to line up in droves. And then you're going to have the very few who've been doomsday prepping and bunkers and all these different things. You're going to have your handfuls of Esau who've been, stocking up goods and guns and ammo and things like that. Learning how to live off the land, learning how to generate power and use it. But to the majority of the sheep, as it is written, behold, my people are led as let's grab that. Sheep to the slaughter. This is 2nd Ezra 15:10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and destroy all the land thereof. You see? So because this is happening, and this will happen. The Lord is ultimately going to destroy this place. He's going to smite Egypt with plagues again, as before. You know, when they, ancient Egypt, when they started to put hell on Jake, the taskmasters and things like that, the cry of the Israelites came up into the Heavenly Father. So the cry of the elect is going to reach the ears of the Father because of how the Egyptians are treating us, the position of a strait that they're putting on us. Yahweh Ratazah would be of the elect. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. It's talking about the destruction, the thermonuclear missiles. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation. Right? So it's going to be crazy weather. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Why? Because it's going to be all hell on this earth. It's going to be all hell on this earth. Some people are going to be so jacked up that they're going to just say, fuck it. Hey, I can't access my whatever, whatnots. I need to eat. I can't go to these stores. I can't do this. I need to go get it. Right? Modern day swords are guns. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're not going to give a fuck what, president, we're putting, we are witnessing great dishonor in our American people. You should be willing and ready to advance to the next step in society and blase, whatever, whatnot, yada, yada, yada. You know how the cruel Lord's going to speak? And for all of you who are not willing to comply with us, you are not American. You will not be making America great again. You're making America worse again. This is the future. This is where we're headed. And if you won't comply, we will blase, whatever, whatever. They're going to say, fuck y'all, man. Fuck that. We don't care about you. We don't care. We need to eat. We need this. We need that. You locked our accounts up. You did this to us. So it says that the course of their actions, excuse me, shall stand in their power. So the survival of the fittest, those doomsday preppers, right? Gretchen is not going to be able to stop this. It says that at verse 17, and man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So when all hell's breaking loose and things like that is happening, what's going to happen? They're going to bring the military in. And the military is going to set up. You watch the beginning seasons of The Fear of the Walking Dead, and they show you that. They show you that the very beginning stages of the chaos and the plague and the thing that came upon the earth during that show, the military came in, set up in the neighborhood, and turned it into a concentration camp. And then what? They had the different military blockades. So there was no just going to and fro to different cities. You had to go through those checkpoints. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So it's because of the pride of these people that these things are going to come upon the earth. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is about to do the great humbling. You know, it says that the high and lofty ones, let's see. This is let's see. That's good. Yeah, I'll have to look this one up. Give me a second. Yep, I was wording it wrong. See, that's one thing about you gotta word them scriptures right. Otherwise, they don't come up. Let's see. Okay. Let's get Isaiah. All of this is good. I'm just trying to see where I'm gonna start. Let's get the point here. It's Isaiah 2:11. It says, "The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day." You see, for the day of Yahweh of hosts shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty, and upon every one that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. So the Lord is coming with that judgment. He's going to, the great humbling is coming. The great humbling is coming. Everyone has been walking on this earth in mass pride. And scriptures say that one thing that the Heavenly Father hates is a proud look. That's Proverbs 6:16. So let's go back. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor." I'm going to read verse 18 again because that was the reason why I brought that out. 2 Ezra 15 and 18. "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." You see? So these things are happening now. 2 Ezra 8 and 50. "For many great miseries shall be done to them in the latter time." In the latter time. Salakia. "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." You see? Sirach 10 and 9. "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his vows." You see? And that's what a lot of these people are about to do. They're about to cast away their vows, right? To ultimately continue within the society. Right? But what did the Lord say? He said what? Matthew chapter 16, verse 26. "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" And a lot of these people are about to exchange their soul for a graven image, for a vain, cursed thing, which is the MOTB. So let's go back to 2 Ezra chapter 15 and 19. "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So the Lord is about to allow these things to happen on the earth. And these things are about to happen very swiftly. You know, when it comes to, like I mentioned earlier, when they put these people in a financial strait to the point to where they cannot use anything, they are going to bug the fuck out. They're going to bug the fuck out. Very much so. You know, Because like I mentioned earlier, for me, just in this situation, it's very grievous. It's very vexing. You know, like I said, I've been dealing with this, and I didn't think to mention it, but I prayed and I cast a lot, and now I'm bringing this up because this is about to happen to the masses in America and shit, majority of the world. Because when you go back to Revelation chapter 3 and 10, Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now, when you go into this word world, it's oikoumene.
Strong's G 3625. Oikumene. Oikumene.
Oikoumene. Right? It says the inhabited earth. See? The inhabited earth, the portion of the earth. You're going off. It says the whole inhabited earth, the world, the inhabitants of the earth, men. Right? So the whole earth, the globe. So this tribulation, this temptation is going to happen upon the whole earth. It's not going to just be it's only going to be in America, or it's only going to be in Russia. No. These elites are going to try to establish this thing to the masses. They want full control. They want full power, full authority, like the Most High. They want to be the Most High on this earth, and that shit is wicked, man, because there is a power in heaven. So when this happens, people are going to be put in such a grievous position. Now, because you got to think about it. Some people got savings. Some people got, I was watching this one little reel. It was a little folly. He was talking about how, as a young man in the society, you got those guys out there who still live with their parents, don't have anything set up, whatever, whatnot. And then you got those guys who came from a family of wealth. They're about the same age. They just bought a house, and they just got engaged, and they have a emergency fund and a savings, and So it's a lot of people, especially these Edomites, and some of Jake. Well, not most Jake. Most Jake, they ain't got shit. They might be rich because of being rappers and things like that, but a majority of Jake ain't really got. Fat Joe, they didn't spill the beans. Jake still living check to check, man. But a lot of these Edomites, by this being their society, they are completely invested within this place. Jake is going to be completely invested. 2/3 of the nation of Israel is completely invested in this place. They were completely invested in Egypt. They were completely invested in the time of the Greeks. They were completely invested in the time of Rome. But the Lord always had that remnant. He always had that. Let's say, I've set aside 7,000 that have not bowed the knee to Baal. He's always had that remnant. He's always had his elect that stood stiffly for his name. So a lot of these people are fully invested within the society, within the system, the image of Rome. So they're going to take the mark to completely be invested, to continue within the society. Because the scriptures say, this is Sirach 11:25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. So when you prospering, Your money is working. You swipe. Every time you swipe, a purchase goes through. Every time you tap to pay, the purchase goes through. Every time you type in your credit card numbers to buy something on these different various shopping websites, your payment goes through. That's a day of prosperity. So you're not thinking about being afflicted. It says, in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. So every time you swipe, it don't work. Every time you tap to pay, it doesn't work. You type in those credit card numbers, it doesn't work. So you're like, man, what the fuck? What the fuck? You go on your app, you on your banking apps, your credit card apps, trying to figure out what's going on. Why isn't it working? And it says restricted. Your account has been restricted. Your bank accounts have been frozen. Your assets have been seized. So you dial the numbers. Well, we have to put you on a 4-hour hold because the amount of calls that we're receiving right now. Would you like to schedule a call back? Now you really tweaking. Now you really going crazy. Because not only are your assets and your credit cards and your debit cards and everything else is completely locked up and restricted, but you can't even get to customer service and the people who are set up to receive these calls and to settle your complaints and your problems, because there's a whole mass of people who are also on the line trying to figure out why is this happening, what's going on with the assets, and what they can do to fix it. So you dial, I'm scared. Okay, what the fuck? I schedule a call back. 4 hours later, you didn't get a call back. So the next day comes, you call again. Oh well, we are just receiving too many calls to assist everyone at this time. Would you like to schedule a call back? Your wait time is approximately 16 hours. You can only, because there's times where, you might have to wait 30 minutes. You might have to wait an hour. And that shit's crazy to us. Like, what the fuck? Hour? So you just listening to the music. Oh, and don't let you wait the entire duration and the fucking phone hangs up. Now you're really pissed. So I'm going to read it again. Sirach 11:25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. So when this thing starts to happen, all of the good times, the going out to eat, the shopping, all of these different things that you enjoy within society is going to be completely removed. You're not going to be I'm just loving the going down memory lane. No, you're going to be put in such a bad position to where you're going to be willing to take it. That's why we're telling you, they're not going to force this thing on you. Just like with the jab. They didn't go knocking on every door. Have you take your juicy jot? Your juicy J? Kicking doors down. Telling you to take the J. No. They just threatened you. They threatened you. If you don't take the juicy J, you're going to lose your job. If you don't take the juicy J, you're going to whatever. And a lot of these people on the earth, some of you people who may be listening to this video, you took it because you didn't want to lose your job. You didn't want to be seen as an unV'd because you didn't want that image on you. So how much more when they completely shut down all your banking, your credit cards, etc. You can't make no purchases. You can't go to your favorite store. You can't do your online shopping. How much more in that day? How much more in that time? You're going to line up in droves, man. People going to be scratching their arm, fiending, not because they're on drugs, but because they ain't had their daily sugar intake. They haven't itched their gambling itch. They haven't itched their their different habit, you know. Can't purchase cigarettes, can't purchase your weed, can't purchase your pills, put it like that. You're gonna be put in a very bad position of affliction. And you're not gonna remember prosperity. You're not gonna remember when everything was smooth sailing. All of these women who can you got your different apparels, you got your different suits of apparel, your jewelries, right? Your Stanley cups, all of these different things that you love and you invest your money into. Your pairs of shoes, your different shoes, your makeup, your perfumes, your soaps, your delicate what is it? Your delicate whatever soaps and lotions and things of that nature to keep your body clean from your cycle and things of that nature. They're gonna be fiending, smelling, because they ain't been able to buy their feminine products. You see? You people are about to be fucking oppressed. You are about to be oppressed. Like never before. The cruel Lord is going to make the order. And he's making this order under the authority of the elites. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. That cruel Lord is excuse me, it has to be DJ Trump. Because he's setting up these different concentration camps. He's talking to these nations. He said, what did he say to Israel and Iran? Well, you have two nations who've been fighting for so long, who don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's not how a president speaks, especially on live TV. So the cruel Lord is here. The cruel Lord is here. It says, verse 5, and the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up. Right? The literal waters. And then you also have the currency. The currency. I got a precept. It's Genesis 47:14. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And this is how Pharaoh got rich. This is how Egypt got rich. Same way. And this time, the Lord said in Romans, the same way I brought up Egypt, right, that I may take you down and show my power in thee. I'm paraphrasing roughly. It says, verse 15, and when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, and all the Egyptians came unto Joseph, said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. Right? How is the money going to fail in this time? Obviously, the dollar is already crap. The dollar is barely worth much, anything now. It's just the thought of the dollar bill that still has. Jake still trust and believe in the system and the society. That's the only reason why the dollar is still as strong as it is. But if every Jake say, fuck this place, man, I don't care about this place, I'm not going back to work, I'm not doing that, bro, this place would collapse and within a day, within two to 3 days, man. If Jake just said, fuck it, we're not gonna work no more, we're not gonna do anything anymore. Look what happened to ancient Egypt when the Lord finally brought the Israelites out of Egypt. Pharaoh was like, what the fuck? We can't do this. Go get them niggas. That's why they chased us. No, bring them fucking back. We need them niggas. These fucking heathen need us. That's why it's the parable with Lazarus and the rich man. The dogs that lick the sores of Lazarus, they need us. We don't need them. We can prosper and live and be good without the fucking heathen. But they need us. Verse 6, it says, and they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of the fence shall be emptied and dried up, and the reeds and flags shall wither. So the different markets drying up, people struggling to buy food, right? Because the economy strives off water. That's what's about to happen to this place. Modern day Egypt. The paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. So you're not going to know where certain bodies of waters are. The fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angle into the brooks shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the waters shall languish. So the merchants, they can't make money from this place no more. You know? Moreover, they that work in fine flax and they that weave networks shall be confounded. Right? To catch the fish. It says, and they shall be broken in the purposes thereof, all that make sluices and ponds for fish. But believe sluices is also a net. Verse 11, surely the princes of Zion are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh has become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? So Pharaoh's the president, you know. There are different counselors of Pharaoh. You got Congress, the Senate, Supreme Court, the governors, the mayors, etc. Right? They're ultimately going to do something to make Russia mad and try to reconcile, but it's not going to work. And you can see that one thing that America did recently was that they hit Iran. You know, they said we have the airspace of Iran and whatnot. You know, we took out their nuclear facilities and they're not able to continue with their, you know, talking mad shit. So what? That puts Russia in a position where they have to stay over there having counsel. Man, what the fuck we gonna do about this? Well, you know, when we start pressing them buttons, man, you know, ain't no turning back. Well, yeah, but you see what the fuck they just did? We gonna have to do something about this. Yeah, I know, but look, if we do this, it ain't no going back. They're over there having counsel right now. Talking. Discussing. And guess what? The Lord's gonna put the spirit, because the scriptures say that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As rivers of rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right? It says, where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know what the Lord of hosts hath proposed upon Egypt. The princes of Zion are become fools. The princes of North are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are stayed of the tribes thereof. Verse 14, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So yeah, a perverse spirit has been mingled in the midst of Egypt, right? These different, alphabet people, right? Oh, you already know they're going to bug out. Oh, man, they're going to bug the fuck out. When all hell's breaking loose, when there's no society to back up your fucking false belief of your gender roles and things like that. Oh, I'm a man and not about. I feel like a man. I feel like a woman, and you know, I'm changing their plumbing. We're gonna see how manly you are when it's time to fight for your life. You know, when it's time to fight for your life, we're gonna see how much of a man you are. And these fucking fem boys, right? It's verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So that's what your different shops and different things like that closing up. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. You know, All the work in Egypt is going to fail. Because if your bank account is all frozen, your credit cards ain't working, all these different things is happening, the markets is fucked up for the lack of bread and lack of water, etc. Who the fuck is going to go to their 9 to 5? Who's going to go? Oh, you know you can't get paid. You know you can't use the money that you will get every Friday. You know it's not going to come to you. You know you can't even... What the fuck is going to work in that day? Everybody, oh, fuck that. I'm not working. Oh, yeah, it's over. I'm not working a damn thing. Think I'm going to clock in to a job and you know all your assets and your credit cards and everything is all locked up? Hell no. It says, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which shaketh over it. Right? So that feminine vibration, they're going to be like unto women. It says, in the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself, because of the counsel of the Lord of hosts, which he hath determined against it. So you're going to have Judah, 2/3 rising up. You got to think about it. When Judah gets put in a certain strait, they ass ain't, oh shit, Judah be out the streets wilding, man. Right now they content. You know, you got some wild niggas out there and wild bulls in the net, you know. But guess what? The Lord's going to put the spirit on these 2/3 to hop up on these people, man. These little YNs. Oh, you shouldn't call them YNs because that's just sad. It's just... Shut up. They're GMO babies. They've been put, they've been created so that the Lord can put spirits of vengeance in them motherfuckers and get busy on these people, man. Genesis 49:8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey of my son thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The Lord's going to rouse him up. The Lord's going to put the spirit on Judah to put, as it is written, his hand upon the neck of his enemies, man. Just keep going. Verse 18, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. One shall be called the city of destruction. So what's the 5 cities? The 5 cities is America, right? New Egypt. And then the language of Canaan is the Israelites speaking Hebrew. So this is going to happen in America, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, Nineveh, Babylon, etc. So I can keep going, but that's pretty much the point. You know, we're going to witness these things. You know, these things are happening very quickly. The Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, talks about the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it. Right? For it will surely come. You know, it will not tarry. So we're about to witness these things, man. And me witnessing and dealing with this whole situation with these credit cards is really opened my eyes. It's really showed me like, wow, it can get really fucking bad. It's going to get really fucking bad. But I'm just saying it can get really fucking bad for the people who have not the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who only trust and believe in this place. This is Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So they cover with the covering of Egypt, that they can continue in their sin. That's why you got all these Israelites. You know, you got Elder Manat Zakba. He's been doing a lot of videos with these Israelites, with these unbelievers, coming on TikTok and mainly TikTok, talking all type of shit. Oh, the Hebrew Israelites this, the Hebrew Israelites that. Y'all proud. Y'all teach a doctrine about whatever. Oh, y'all ain't preaching Jesus, et cetera, et cetera. Why? Because they love their. Let's get this real quick. John chapter 3 and verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoso believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Now, a Christian will use this scripture. Oh, see, everybody can be saved. All you have to do is believe in Jesus. That's not what this is talking about. When you look up the words, the word world is cosmos, which is a harmonious arrangement. That cosmos, that world, is talking about Israel. You got the precept, Isaiah 45 and 17, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not going to read it, just quoting it, where it says, Jacob shall be saved, a world without end. Right? Verse 17. For the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Well, the world of Israel. Because when Yahushua came, Matthew 1 and 21, he shall bring forth a son and shall call him Yahushua. He shall save his people from their sin. You see? So when Yahushua died, which he ultimately died for the elect, that blood covered the elect. But 2/3, they're not covered by the blood. You see? They're not covered by the blood. Therefore, they're covered by the shadow of Egypt. That's why they don't trust in the Spirit of the Lord. They trust in Egypt. It says, he that believeth on him is not condemned. So when you trust in Yahushua and your faith is in Yahushua, you're not condemned. But he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High. So you want to hold on to Jesus. You want to hold on to Cesare Borgia. You don't believe in Yahushua. So when we tell you this is how it is, this is the name of the Lord, this is the name of his Son, we give you the breakdown. We go through the words, the Hebrew. You don't want to accept it. Verse 19, this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world. That light is Yahushua, the wisdom, the knowledge. And men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. So it's not because we're teaching wrong. It's not because we're evil. We're proud and all these different things that you call us. It's because your deeds are evil. You want to commit sin upon sin. You want to eat pork. You want to commit adultery. You fucking wild ass women. Loose ass women. You love committing adultery. You want to worship idols. Right? Northern Kingdom you walk into a Northern Kingdom house, it's an idol everywhere you look. Every inch of that house has an idol on it in there somewhere. It's ridiculous. Verse 20, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. And that's why you fucking people hate us. That's why you fucking people don't like when we're on the highways and the byways and we're telling you about yourself, because your fucking deeds are evil, man. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. But the Lord said, hate the evil and love the good, man. That's why we go on the highways and the byways. That's why, as it is written, Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their sin, and Jacob their transgression. We do this because the Lord told us to. He commanded us to. So fuck what you people think, man. Fuck how you feel. It says, spare not. Verse 21, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High. So when your deeds are good, you're going to come in. Oh, man, I've been waiting on this. Oh, man, this is a breath of fresh air. You learn, you study, you start to change your ways, you start to eat better. You don't commit adultery anymore. You don't worship idols anymore. You only serve Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. You start to give your as it's written, you sacrifice, presenting your body a living sacrifice unto the Lord. So let's go back. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord. That take counsel, but not of me. And that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So that's the mentality of Jake. They want to add sin unto sin, unto sin, unto sin, unto sin, unto sin. And when we tell you you're sinning, because it's so normal to them, they get in their feelings. Oh, you judging. You can't judge us. Oh, the Bible say don't judge. No, the scriptures say judge righteous judgment. Verse 2, it says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So you trust in this place. You think the shadow of Egypt is dark enough to cover you in your sins. But guess what? The light is going to shine bright enough to reveal all of it. You're going to scatter like cockroaches when the light switch comes on. So that is what's about to happen on this earth. That is what's about to happen in Babylon the Great, over there in the east. You're about to be tested. And when, like I mentioned earlier, when the time comes when all of your assets are completely frozen, when the time comes when you cannot buy and sell like how you want to, when they introduce the MOTB system, all you have to do is take this and you can just continue back into life. Tap to pay, walk in to pay. You want to make your online purchases. Same way, same thing. And they're gonna eat it up. Oh, thank you. Thank God. I can finally buy again. You're thanking Satan. And then what? This is the judgment. Let's go ahead and grab it. This is gonna be a lengthy video. Like I said, through the Spirit, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because like I said, I didn't have any scriptures. This is Revelation 16:2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. So a grievous sore is that's talking about like a pus, right? It's the noisome is kakos, of a bad nature, pernicious, harmful effect, in a gradual way, injurious, right? It's the word sore is elkos, a wound, especially producing discharge, pus, or an ulcer. You see? So when you receive that, is going to start to manifest on your hand. It's going to start bubbling up. It's going to start pussing. Right? It's going to be a wound. So this is the judgment after all is said and done. So you're going to be dealing with it. You're going to be itching. It's going to be irritating. Right? Because they had to prep your body for this with the Juicy J, so that your body can receive it and operate with it. But those, and this is just me speaking as a man, because I don't know, but I believe those who didn't take the Juicy J, I'm not going to take it. I'll never take that. Right? Those people who end up taking the MOTB because they need it and they want to continue in society, that's when that plague is going to hit their ass. And it's going to bubble up. It's going to pus and ulcer. It's going to become a wound because their body was not prepared to receive it. And that's just what I don't know. Like I said, that's just me speaking as a man. It could be everybody who receives it, you know? But you're going to have people operating, buying and selling as it's written. They're going to go back to to buying and selling. It says, as the days of Noah, they did eat and drink and be merry. Then the Lord came, or I'm saying, sorry, the flood came. So it says that's how the Son of Man is going to return. So let's read Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever received the mark of his name. So that destruction, that thermonuclear destruction, you're going to receive that. And it says what is going to be in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So everyone is going to witness this. Those who are in the faith and fell out, those who scoffed the faith, the heathen within this place. All those that receive this MOTB will be destroyed. It says, here's the patience in the faith. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of Yahushua. So you're going to have the saints. They're going to be patient and endure unto the end. Right? The scriptures say, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. They're not going to receive the MOTB. They're in a fight tooth and nail. You had some who were beheaded for the testimony and the witness of Yahushua. It says, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yes, saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. So you have men, who died, within this, within the walk, within the journey, right? And then you got regular degglers who didn't believe. They're going to come back in the kingdom, right? But it says what their works do follow them. So, I could pretty much end it there. Message, Lord willing, has been made. So, I'm going to give all praises again to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to hopefully